afternoon, everyone, and happy Fresh Friday. Today we are going to be making zucchini fries two ways with a garlic scape aioli. If you've never had garlic scapes before, they're kind of a cross between green onions and garlic. They're absolutely wonderful, and they shine so bright in this aioli. We're actually going to be making our own mayo as well, and I know that sounds daunting, but this is such an easy recipe, and I'm going to walk you through the entire way. This week we went out to Rootbound Farm in Crestwood, Kentucky, which is near Louisville. It was absolutely a beautiful drive. Just a few winding country roads lead to their farm, and it's just sprawling acreage. It's gorgeous. They grow over 50 vegetables, fruits, and herbs, and also raise lambs. If you ever get the chance to go out there, you definitely should, or visit them at the St. Matthews or Douglas Loop Farmers Market in Louisville. Be sure to check them out at the website that we posted at 11. So let's get into the zucchini fries.
We're going to start by working on the aioli. So in a large bowl here, I have a large egg yolk. I added some fresh squeezed lemon juice. I'm just going to use my whisk to whisk this all up. And then we're going to drop by drop start adding in a neutral oil. I have vegetable oil here, but I probably would have preferred using avocado or grapeseed oil, but it's completely up to you. Don't go out and buy anything. I would only recommend against using olive oil because that will affect the taste. But we are just going to do this for quite a while. You just want to make sure that you are doing it slowly and whisking the entire time. As you can see, the texture does start to change and it starts to resemble the mayo that you are used to. So if at any point it seems like the oil isn't incorporating, just stop adding, and you're going to want to vigorously whisk this so that everything gets combined thoroughly. But once you have run out of oil, we're going to add in 1 clove of finely minced garlic and give it a nice stir. And then onto our garlic scapes. So these are absolutely beautiful. I cleaned these, and we're just going to slice through them and then mince through them. You could actually throw this in the food processor if you don't even want to deal with finely mincing. Just keep in mind that your aioli is going to turn out a green color, but that is quite beautiful with the zucchini fries, so that is up to you. I just kind of roughly minced mine and added it into our aioli, and it was absolutely perfect. We're going to pop this in the fridge so that all of the flavors can marry together. You can do this a couple of hours in advance just for everything to really come together, but keep in mind when you bake or fry these zucchini fries, they need to be eaten almost immediately. So if you want your sauce to be ready, I recommend doing this beforehand. Onto our zucchini. So I've washed these and I'm just going to trim off the ends and add them to our discard bowl. Very carefully, I'm going to cut these in half and add them cut side down to the cutting board. We're then going to cut these into long slices, and they're going to still be thick, so you're going to want to take the slices and cut those in half again, and then cut them into French fry sizes. Now, as you can see, not every single one of my fries is exactly the same size. In fact, not many of them are the same size, but that's okay. They all turned out really delicious, and there were no leftovers, so that is always a good sign. This is going to be probably the part that takes the most time when making the zucchini fries, so if there are any helpers in the house, this is the perfect time for them to make their appearance. But once you get through all of this, it is smooth sailing. Moving on to what we're going to dip the zucchini into. So I have 2 eggs here that I'm just going to crack and add a little bit of salt and pepper. You want to make sure that when you fry, or really in any cooking, you want to season throughout. So every step of the process, you want to make sure that you are tasting and seasoning. Obviously, I'm not going to taste raw egg, but just make sure that I added a little bit of salt and pepper. We're going to then get our breadcrumbs together. So I'm going to add some panko breadcrumbs here. I just have the plain kind because I wanted to season it myself. We're adding in some shredded Parmesan, and then I'm also going to add a little bit of Lowry's seasoning. This is just my own personal preference. You can add in Italian seasoning or any kind that you really like, or you can just leave it plain. It's going to be crunchy and delicious either way. We're going to add our zucchini into the egg and let it get fully coated, and then drain it off a little bit, drop it into the breadcrumbs, and then push those into the zucchini pieces to make sure they stick. We're going to add it to a parchment lined baking sheet off to the side, and then just do this until we have no more zucchini. 1/2 of our baking sheet is going to go into the oven at 425 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes, making sure we flip halfway through, and then the other half is going to get shallow fried. So to a deep saucepan, we are going to add about 1 inch of a neutral oil. I did vegetable oil. You can use a thermometer, or when you stick the bottom of a wooden spoon and it starts to sizzle around it, that's when you know that your oil is ready. I am going to add in our breaded zucchini, pushing it away from me, and I know you don't want to get too close to hot oil, but it's actually safer if you get pretty close when you put your pieces in. We are going to add only a few pieces at a time as to not bring down the temperature of the oil, and just let these crisp up and get a nice golden brown. We're going to let them drain on some paper towels on a plate, just making sure that they still stay crisp, and then they are ready to eat. To plate this all together, I have spooned out some of my aioli that has been in the fridge, marrying all the flavors together. To the left side, I am adding our fried zucchini, and to the right side, I am adding our baked zucchini. Personally, I prefer the fried just because it's a little crunchier, but both are outstanding. I hope you all give this a try. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to check out Rootbound Farm, and we will see you next week. Thanks!